rest for the wicket for Blackburn Rovers as they are back in action this coming Tuesday night. That's right, standing in the way is Stockport County. It's in the Cup. Can we get through to the next round? We'll get into it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we are previewing the League Cup game up against Stockport County over at Edgeley Park, and we'll get to that in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, your one-stop shop for EFL Cup. Blackburn Rovers, world football is right here under one Rooski. Fresh off the back of victories, both Stockport County and Blackburn Rovers trying to make it 2 wins from bloody 2, but this ain't no easy game, boys and girls, and we'll get into all of that in a second. Look, a big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are, and again, if you do, hit the old subscribe, boys and girls. Your one-stop shop is right here under one Rooski. That's right. We waited for the whole season to get going, and we are here with our second game of the season, and it's over in the Cup. So let's take a look at it right here, right now. Of course, Stockport County host Rovers in what is a bit of a familiar game for Rovers, having played each other 6 times since 1999. Rovers are victorious or have yet to lose since 1999, picking up 5 wins and a draw. And of course, to take a look at the form heading into this one, let's not read too much into the form, but both sides do come into this on the back of a win. Stockport County's form, including pre-season, is just 33% at the moment. A couple of wins, 4 defeats. That's for Rovers, just 1 defeat in the last 6. 67% form at the moment. Our biggest win against Stockport was a 2-0 win. In fact, we scored 7 goals against their 1 since of course, the records here in 1999. Let's have a look at those games, though. As you can see, these are the last handful of matches that have some significance. We'll have a look at some of the pre-season games which may affect the record. Now, these records go all the way back to 1969. These are the last 9 official meetings between the two sides. And, of course, as you see, the most recent match that had any significance was back in 2001. It was a 0-0 draw, and that was in the league, I believe, back in the day. Stockport did lose last time, when you look at the clocks here, 2-1 way back in the year 2000. That was, of course, when Rovers were trying to get back to the Prem following the relegation back in the day. So I'm trying to look for the Stockport's last victory. Officially, it was back in 1996. 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. So the last time that these two sides did feature, according to these records, it resulted in a defeat. And of course, Stockport County came up with the win. Now, these are some official, unofficial matches here. As we look back over the last 6, we have just recently played them in pre-season over at Edgeley Park, coming out with just a 1-0 win. In fact, we played them back-to-back friendlies in back-to-back summers, and both ended up with 1-0 wins, and both the goals resulted in penalties. Goodness gracious me, we haven't conceded a goal against them, unofficially or unofficially, since the year 2000, when that 2-1 win in the Championship, where it looks like Mark Hughes and Craig Hignett were on the score sheet. Some, of course, names from the past, and of course, only 1 goal unofficially by Stockport County over the last 6 matches. Now, that's both at Edgeley Park and at both at Edgeley Park and Ewood. If you take a look at the last 4 over at Edgeley Park, as you can see, again, only going back to the year 2000, Stockport have yet to score against Rovers. So take from that from what you will. Let's take a look then at the values of the squads. Again, there is a significant difference of financially at the moment. When I say financially, I mean squad value. Let's talk. I'm going to talk about Stockport in a minute, about their journey. But of course, they've got 10 million euro. 10 million euros is the core value of the squad at the moment, compared to Rovers 47 million. They've got an average age of 24.4. Compared to our 25.8, they have just 1 national player, 3 young youth players, 10 foreigners compared to our 11. What have we got here? Of course, take a look at the managers under the microscope. Dave Challoner is the coach at the moment for Stockport County, and he's done a fantastic job by getting them back to League One. He's got a success rate of 1.77 points per match, and he's actually managed against Eustace 3 times, yet to lose. Look at that, 1.67 points per match again against Eustace, winning 1, drawing 2. As for Eustace, of course, he is there in all his glory, and again tried to settle the score against Challoner heading into this one. Let's take a look then at the squads, starting with the hosts, and that's Stockport County. Corey Abdai did start last time around. A rumour has it Ben Hinchcliffe, who's been with the team through thick and thin since 2017. I am thinking he might get the nod for this cup game. And then we take a look at the defenders. We've got the likes of Ethan Pye, youngster there, Ibu Toure, Fraser Horsfall, expected all to feature in some way, shape or form. Pushing into midfield, we've got the likes of familiar name, Callum Camps. Did I read that somewhere? He is a Rovers fan, I don't know. Or you know, he was linked with Rovers a long time ago. Odin Bailey's, and then Nick Powell, a familiar name, of course, if you remember the days over at Wigan, when, of course, it was the Bradley Dack versus Nick Powell era. Those, of course, were familiar and good times back in the day. And again, up top, the likes of Jack Diamond, Carl Watton, and then Louis Barry, who's on still Aston Villa's books. Seems to have been around for a while, but now at Stockport County on loan, back-to-back loans for him. Maybe murmurings if the owners want to get the checkbook out, make it permanent if they have a successful season. We'll see. Let's take a look then at the transfer business of Stockport County. Again, this is only a bit of a condensed look at their business. Andrew Wogan went back over to Ireland on loan. Akil Wright went to Ross County, and a couple of freebies as well. As for players coming in, much more exciting. Lewis Bate coming in from Leeds. They got the likes of Ethan Mann, young from the non-league there. Luis Forini coming in from Man City on an actual transfer. Andrew Wogan coming in from Ireland, but going straight back out there on loan. And again, Tyler Ogyangyu from Everton coming in. Jack Diamond from Harrogate. And Max Metcalf, of course. This is how I see them lining up in the match on Tuesday. We got Corey Adai in between the six. In fact, when I say this is how I think, this is how they played in their game against Cambridge. They got Adai between the sticks, Toure on the left, Pye, Horsfall and Mingy into midfield. They got of Lewis Bate, Callum Camps, Jack Diamond on the left, Louis Barry on the right, William Collar supporting, Carl Watton up top. What about of course, Rovers then? Let's take a look at their squads coming into this one. Ainsley Pears did start between sticks, very ropey between the sticks, and of course, let's highlight the fact that we are looking for another keeper. I doubt anything will change in that department for this match. Into the defensive ranks, we may see some of the youngsters, Leo Druru, Jake Batty getting a call here, Patrick Gamble, of course, Conor Reardon more likely to feature with a squad number of 4. He should feature. Scott Warren is out for the long term. Into midfield, question marks around midfield. You know, there's some uncertainty about Sigurdsson and John Buckley in the media on Sunday. With links to Greece and QPR for Siggy. And what about Sam Smolic? If he features, he'll get cup tied for the competition, which would mean he would not be able to feature for any other club in the EFL if he was to get minutes. Will I think that happen? I don't think so. And then up top, maybe the likes of Jack Vale could get a start. Aidan Doherty as well as an option. And there is another rumour that Harry Leonard might be on the verge of a loan move to Peterborough as well. So a lot of moving parts going on behind the scenes. Let's take a look at the transfer business then. We'll remind ourselves, I don't think anything has happened since we last did one of these, but just a reminder, of course, Sam Gallagher gone, Semir Telalovic has gone, Leo Walstadt's gone, they're the major movers. I think you could add matey boy Garrett has gone on loan to Bristol Rovers. That's on the outs. Mimo coming in. Wyman with the debut goal the other day, as did Yuki Ohashi. And of course, Max de Gay. Good up top. No goal, but maybe he'll get a start in this one as well. So a lot of question marks about that one. So I am mixing it up with 10 changes. Ainsley Pears remaining between the sticks. You could stick in Joe Hilton there to give him some first-team experience, but I don't know if he's actually at that level. Then we're going to go with some youngsters on the fullbacks with Jake Batty and Leo Dubru, Danny Bath and Conor Reardon in that midfield to give them some minutes. Buckley, and I've gone for the wild card of James Edmondson. Why? Because I don't think we've got any other options unless we want to play Travis or Sondre and put them in a mixer. I think Travis please do not play Travis because in the pre-season he did put in a bit of a hefty tackle on a Stockport County player, which of course resulted in him in being out for 6 to 8 weeks. So Stockport County will be going for blood, and they'll be going for Lewis Travis's blood. So hopefully he does not feature in that game. If so, we could be in for some theatrics from Stockport County. Sigurdsson on the left, Markandale on the right, Wyman and Ohashi both got minutes against Derby and both going on the score sheet, and I'm putting them in there to start, just to get some more minutes in them, and again maybe change them up at 60-minute mark and get them off. But yeah, Ohashi looked exciting, Wyman as well. But we'll see how all that pans out. Take a look at the most valuable players still. Sammy Smodic on the books. I couldn't believe it. I didn't think he would even get anywhere near the squad names. But he was on the subs bench and he got off, got some minutes and scored a goal. Valued around about 7 million. The talk is now the deal should be 9.5. That's what Rovers are after. Whereas Ipswich might be £500,000 off of that. As for Stockport, Lewis Farini, most valuable player, 1.3 million euros, 22 years of age. And where does he play? Midfield? Yeah. Let's take a look at the season so far then for Stockport County. Open up with a win. Good 2-0 win against Cambridge. Carl Watton stand out so far in that opening game. Will Collar as well in that supporting role with a 7.7 rated by SofaScore. Louis Barry as well. High numbers. As for Rovers, 7.9 for Sammy Smodic when he come off the bench. I think that's a little bit over the top. You know, he did get a goal, good goal, but his involvement was, I don't want to take any credit from him. Well, he did get an assist and a goal, so I guess you got to give him the plaudits where it's at. But it looked like an easy shift for him, to be fair, and I even said he was playing with slippers. Tyree Stone, I thought, was well worth man of the match, very much involved in him, and actually, I was very impressed with this performance. Probably the first performance in a while that I'm thinking, this guy could be the guy to be the new face of the place. But realistically, if we're gonna have that feeling, we want to have him signed to a new contract to know that he's going to pledge his future to us. Just sign up for a 2-year contract, brother, with an option, just to secure our asset. We gave you that that platform to move forward. So just give us some loyalty, brother, please. Callum Britton, 7.4, maybe a bit high. I thought he had a couple of ropey moments. But, kudos to Hayden Carter, all the way down there with a 7, with his amazing assist for Wyman's goal. Great cross in the end. Yuki Hayashi on the bench, Wyman as well. Magda Gay was a handful. And Ryan Edges looked good as well, like a new signing as well. Let's take a look at some of the stats then between the two sides. Of course, just the one game so far this season. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. 2 goals in that one for Stockport County. And the goals coming at you from, where are we? Where do we have? The 1 goal from inside the box, 1 goal from outside the box. One was with his head, one with his right foot. I believe it was a lob. If my information is correct. As for Rovers, they scored 4 in that game against Derby, and all of them came with inside the box. They were all good, a couple of little scrappy goals, but that's what we need for Rovers. We've missed that sort of stuff, and the variety of players offering the goals. Ball possession rate, quite similar between the two sides. 48% possession for Stockport County in their opening game. Rovers with 47%. No clean sheet for Rovers, but that's a familiar story. As for Stockport, with that 1 clean sheet so far in that 2-0 win over Cambridge. They had 4 yellow cards, a bit of a discipline, to keep an eye on. And aerial duels, they were quite dominant in the air, which of course Rovers sucked at when they made those changes late on the game. Just the 1 yellow card for Rovers, and again, aerial duels 50%, 50-50, but realistically, the goals conceded were both headers, and they were both in and around set pieces, so that's an area of concern. So let's break down those numbers a little bit and put them in a bit of a graphic here. As you see, Stockport County, when on the attack, they preferred the left-hand side to the right, and occasionally going down the middle, and their possession seemed to be 39% in the middle third, 37% in the opposition third, 25% in their own third. As for Rovers, they also preferred the left to the right, but only slightly. And again, when in possession, mostly in the middle third, a lot in their own third, a lot of defending going on. And again, that didn't work out too great, conceding 2 goals in that match. Of course, when they're on the attack, the shots are mostly coming down the middle, with 73% of all of Stockport County shots down their throat. And of course, those shots are 55% more likely to be in the 18-yard box, with 41% long-range cookies and just 5 in that scrappy-dappy-do area. Rovers, look at that, 91% down the middle, just 9% off the right, and a whopping 9% in that 6-yard area. Of course, we seem to be very, very much in and amongst that zone. Tyree Stolen with his goal in there, 55% within the 18-yard box and 36 long-range cookies. Of course, on the receiving end, though, when they're on the defensive side, 73% of all the shots coming at Stockport County down the middle, and 27% coming down the left, which of course they're defending nicely with that clean sheet. 64% in the 18-yard box, none in that 6-yard area. 36% long-range cookies. Rovers, though, on defensive work here, 75% down the middle, 17% on the left, 8% down the right, and of course 8% in that 6-yard area, and 58% in the 18-yard box, and 33% long range. What about the old passes there? Now on the in possession, Stockport County chipped in with 300 passes this past match day, 79%. Whatever that means. As for the passing, for Stockport County, 300 passes made, 61 passes as well, long balls, and just 16 crosses in the match. As for Rovers, 360 passes, 40 long balls, 14 crosses, and just 2 through balls. There was 1 through ball there for Stockport County, just barely could take a glimmer of it. As for on the receiving end, of course, their opponents, 319 passes, 72 long balls, 10 crosses, no through balls. Rovers, on the other hand, 380 passes against them, 55 long balls and 30 crosses and just a 1 through ball as well. But all that said and done, what is my uptake for this one? What are my score prediction for this one? And again, get your score predictions in for this one, and we'll see how close to the money you are. But I am backing my boys here. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Rovers. It's going to be scrappy, and again, those friendlies are an indication of just how good Stockport County are. They have been through the mill over the years, but now they're on their way back, and they've got a bit of a financial backing as well from their owner, who's put money in the club, and right now they're seeing the fruits of their labour rewarded by back-to-back promotions. Wasn't back-to-back promotions, but it was near on back-to-back promotions. They're coming at us, and I don't think it'll be too long before they're going to be back in the Championship once again. This season might be a bit too early, but they're going to be there or thereabouts. And again, they're just the 1 goal in that pre-season. And I know pre-season's pre-season, but Rovers did have a strong side in that match. So let's not underestimate Stockport County. And again, we've got to be careful. We need the momentum. A win's a win. A win will breed confidence. Getting goals in the locker is also good as well. So I'm going to back my boys with a 2-1 win. Just to let you know, there are, of course, a stacked, packed out fixture list for the Carabao Cup. As you can see, all the games that are going to be in action. I think it's 35 games in the first round of the Cup. Some highlights. We got Oxford, Peterborough, going to be a binger, bing bang bong. Portsmouth against Millwall. I think there's Middlesbrough up against Leeds in there, or Leeds Middlesbrough in there somewhere. Yes, there it is. Leeds Middlesbrough. Hull against Sheffield Wednesday. That's another cracker. We'll be having a watch along for this game on Tuesday night, so be sure to stick around for that, and I'll keep you bang up to date with all the games and the goals elsewhere. But that is that, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the watch along then. So make sure you subscribe. Also, check out on the channel we got a opposition fan from Stockport County. His words and wisdom about Stockport County. Good insight as to where they've been and what the plans are moving forward. But until then, guys, appreciate it. Subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. But until then, we are done.